welcome back. If you are new, welcome. Obviously, I did not film last week, or I didn't upload a video last week because we moved. Last week was crazy. It was draining everything all at once. So I did miss last week, but I'm back. And hopefully now that we're moved in, I can get into, more of a routine here. I'm going to be doing a devotional corner video, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about humility because this has been something that has been on my heart and on my mind lately. So I've just been thinking a lot about what humility actually is, generally speaking, what it looks like in a day-to-day life and what it looks like for me personally and what that requires me to do. So I wanted to share this verse, "Humble yourselves then under God's mighty hand so that he will lift you up in his own good time. Leave all your worries with him because he cares for you." And when I was reading through 1 Peter, I was very familiar with verse 7. Lift up your cares or cast all your cares upon him for he cares for you. That's a verse that we hear quite a bit. But I realized that it was first coupled with that first verse before it in verse 6 that says, "Humble yourselves and he will lift you up in his good time." In order for us to cast our cares upon him, for us to get rid of our anxieties and to leave our worries to God and to not have those things consume us, we first have to humble ourselves. And so that's this verse is kind of what got me thinking of what does it actually mean to humble myself before God. And there's no shortage of verses about humility or being humble in the Bible. The whole idea of Jesus coming to earth was just, founded in humility. And there's verses about being completely humble and gentle in Ephesians, and in James it says God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. And, humble yourselves before the Lord and he will lift you up. There's just this theme throughout the Bible. And as I was thinking about it, I was struggling because it's all this idea. When you hear the word humble, it's usually described as, putting yourself at a low position, which it is. But I think that can sometimes get misconstrued because I know for me personally, this last week especially was just a really rough week for me mentally. I was in a really tough spot. I was, struggling with different things, and I was putting myself down. I wasn't putting myself in a low, humble position, but I was just putting myself down. I wasn't happy with how I felt, how I looked, like literally anything about me. It was just one of those times where I was just really struggling with things. And I was like, this cannot be, what humility is supposed to be. And I don't remember where I heard this, but I remembered hearing someone say that humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. And I really tried to implement that this last week, and I'm still trying to do that. It's definitely a daily thing, but if you're just not thinking about yourself, you don't have time to have low self-confidence, or you don't have time to have low self-esteem or to talk bad about yourself. And usually the answer from the world is just stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself all the things that you love about yourself, or affirm yourself in some way and say you are good enough and you're strong. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with those things, but I think it's okay to feel insecure, and it's okay to not feel good enough. It's okay to not feel great about yourself all the time. But it's not okay to dwell in that and to let that consume you, because that's actually the opposite of humility. That's just prideful. You're just thinking about yourself constantly. And from someone who struggles with that, and I think everybody has those insecurities that they face, but that was something I was really struggling with. And I just thought, okay, I'm just going to stop thinking about myself, period. I don't have to love how I feel. I don't have to love how I look. I don't have to worry about it at all. I just have to not think about it. And as soon as I started to do that, my brain space just freed up to think about other things, to think about other people, to concern myself and my thoughts with other things. And at the same time, I wasn't being mean to myself. I wasn't talking down to myself. I was just not thinking about myself. And I think that's truly what humility is, just not thinking about yourself first, thinking of yourself less, not thinking less of yourself. So I hope that this is an encouragement to you. I know we all have those times and those seasons where we just, things aren't going well in any way, and you just kind of feel not yourself, or you don't feel confident or whatever. And I just want to encourage you that, one, you are definitely not alone. I'm right there with you. And two, it has helped me tremendously to just consume my mind with things outside of myself. And that is something that's encouraged me. So I hope it is an encouragement to you. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't. I am so thankful for that. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.